What is up, YouTube? My name is Ricky. Today we are going to be reacting to Jinjer's Pisces live session. That's what we're going to be reacting to today. Before we get started, per usual, like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's anything you want me to react to in particular, please let me know in the comments down below. I will try to get to them as fast as possible. Full disclosure, and this is going to disappoint a lot of you probably checking out my channel for the first time. I am very aware of how Jinjer is. I know all about Tatiana's abilities, so that might disappoint you. However, I'm very aware of this video. I'm very aware of this song. But I wanted to give kind of my more in-depth kind of musical analysis of this what I hear from this. Just because I think I have some knowledge that maybe you guys haven't picked up, or maybe didn't notice the couple times you've heard it. So this is not your typical reaction video. This is probably more of an analysis video than anything. Because I do listen to Jinjer occasionally. Like I think I dabbled in it a couple of weeks ago. So Jinjer is one of the bands that I've actually discovered in the last 2 years that I've been very, very fond of. So I just thought I would give some of my musical analysis on this video, so it's not going to be so much of a shock to you. I'm sorry to most of you people watching this video for the first time, but I may give you some info on things that you may not have heard the first couple of times around, and hopefully I can be informative for you, and maybe you can learn something today. So without further ado, Jinjer Pisces live session. Here we go. Sorry, I'm already laughing, and I'm so appalled at the amount of musicianship that each one of these people have. I don't know everyone's names. I know Tatiana and I know Vlad. So for background, maybe you guys don't know this. Vlad here is not actually, I don't think anybody who's currently in the band was part of the original founding members. I could be wrong with that. I actually have no idea. I know for sure that this particular thing that they shot was kind of an audition for Vlad the drummer. And Pisces, when Jinjer first came out with it, was not actually a very popular song with the previous band members, but this was kind of the audition for Vlad to see how he kind of fits in with the rest of the crew. And right off the bat, he has just amazing feel. He utilizes those ghost notes so succinctly. You knew what I meant. But it's so tasteful because it fills the space, but it's not busy and it's not loud. Because obviously the style, the feel of the song already is kind of a laid back, kind of let Tatiana have her clean moments, like a very pure voice. Let that message pull through. Also, the bassist, I'm so sorry, I don't know your name. I only know Vlad and Tatiana. I should have looked this up beforehand. Well, anyway, but the bassist utilizing the entirety of the bass, because they're only a 4-piece band, so you're gonna have to figure out, especially when you play these songs live, how to fill in some of the gaps that maybe you could fill in with like a second guitarist, or so like a rhythm guitar. But in this kind of scenario, the guitarist is playing kind of the melody, the melodic, basically what a piano would be playing, and the bassist is playing what a rhythm guitarist would be playing, plus the bassist. And just their musicianship is just it's so good. I'm gonna go back oh, never mind. Be a friend of mine who swallows suffering with smile. I drew a different reality with unconditional loyalty. Also, one more thing. Their utilization of changing time signatures without it being without it like uh what's the word? It doesn't fry your brain. You know, it was a very clean transition. They just went from 7 to 6. Um and they do a very good job of that in not just this song and other songs as well. Also, Vlad, I didn't really notice it until this time around. He plays open-handed. So what open-handed means is typically if you're right-handed and you're a drummer, your right hand is usually on the hi-hat or one of the cymbals. That's kind of your meter. Like usually when you're playing on a hi-hat, you're playing kind of what the meter is saying. So usually if it's in straight time, they're playing just regular eighth notes. But here he switches hands to where sometimes his left hand is on the hi-hat and and his right hand on the snare, and then vice versa. Like I'll pick a cymbal and then play traditionally right-handed. And I just noticed that until then. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, and it shows you that he's dominant with either hand. Here we go. Okay, so it's still not. It doesn't click in your brain. Still, I've watched this video dozens of times. Like I've seen other people's reactions of it. I've also seen it, and it's still. You think you're ready for it, and you're just not. You really aren't. So what Tatiana is doing there is again, I am not a vocal coach, but I know for sure it is what it's called a false chord scream. That's how she can get that tone so low, as opposed to if she were to do like a normal fry screams. Because if she was to do like vocal fry, that would sound more similar to her singing voice in a higher register, as opposed to that deep sound. It just the reason why this video is so popular in the reaction community is just that you see Tatiana for the first time and you're like, okay, yeah, I see where this is going. Like I hear the voice kind of like almost like a poppy sound, a very clear sound, and then there's just this brutal low scream, and she has the ability to manipulate it too in terms of pitch, and it's just so jarring for a lot of people. And I didn't get it at first. Like I saw it pop up on a bunch of other people reacting to it, and I wish I was doing this channel back then so that I could react to it for the first time. But as soon as I heard that, and I'm like, I totally understand, because Tatiana she's just incredible. There's the bassist, Eugene. Eugene's the name of the bassist. I forgot the guitarist's name though, but utilizing the entire bass. A little bit of vocal production on that line. Wait, hold on. That was something I hadn't noticed ever. Hold on. there was almost like, so it's almost like they did that take twice, that last line for Tatiana Screams. There was like an underline, there was like a second, what? I have to hear it again. Okay, so there's doubling. There's a second layer lower there as well, but that one was higher. Could be an effect. No, it's definitely a different layer. Oh, there was kind of an interesting. I didn't notice. Again, I notice things way too late. Like I'll listen to something 15 times and I'll hear something different all 15. Um, but there was like a whisper or something. It's very faint, but it's kind of in the back left of where you would hear it, like in the headphones. Yeah, on the liquid gold. And then the reverb went to the right. That's clever. Or not the reverb, but yeah, reverb. Cherish his life to the underworld. Make me flash. I love that scale. Swimming through the river, hold your life against the stream. Searching for the room to catch on and see the sun. That's the note that kind of gets everybody, is that, especially if you're doing such harsh vocals, like if you do those screams incorrectly, there is not a chance that you have to hit that note in any capacity. Like it doesn't matter how hard you push. Like if you did the belt correctly but you did the screams wrong, there's still no way you're going to be able to hit that note. And that's why it just showcases her abilities so well, because obviously with her being able to pull off the belt, she's doing the screams technically correctly, and it's healthy for her voice. Also, something that doesn't get talked about is what the musicians, all three of them, do a very good job of, and this is all part of the writing, but they all kind of have to play their role, is that they don't overplay, right? Like all of them are very technically sound. They could all do 30-second note whatever all the time if they wanted to, and do it for 15 minutes in some sort of like 3-part, you know what I mean. But like they allow the space for Tatiana to kind of showcase everything she's about, and then whenever she's not singing or screaming or doing anything vocally, that's when they kind of have their own their run. And even Vlad the drummer doesn't do a whole lot. He's still doing a lot of ghost notes in the background, but he's not overstepping his boundaries. He knows, like, hey, this is Tatiana's time, and then our time as the musicians will come in. And as musicians, you have to be okay with knowing that the lead singer is usually going to get the spotlight, because they're the ones that are actually sending the message, and you're more so accompanying what they're trying to do. But at the same time, like, there's a reason why you got to this point through your musicianship and your abilities. And so this band does a very, very, very good job of trading places, and kind of sharing the spotlight, if you will, of like highlighting, okay, this is Tatiana's moment, this is Eugene's moment. I do not remember the guitar player's name, and that makes me so sad, and I'm so sorry. And then Vlad will have his moment as well. It's more showcased in other songs, This one's really more Tatiana's kind of feel, and Vlad. But Jinjer does a fantastic job with this. There's a build on the bass drum. There's just it's so good in every facet because their ability to play either style, and from what I understand, I'm not entirely sure how accurate this is, but they have so many different influences, and they kind of just play around with it, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, they don't care. They're going to make it work anyway. So their ability to not just play obviously this heavy stuff, but like to be able to transition between kind of the soft, almost like coffee house feel, where it's just kind of a very laid back style with a clean guitar tone, not too much drum activity. Obviously there's ghost notes there, which written on paper there's a bunch of notes there, but all it's really doing is filling the sound without it being busy at the same time. But then you get to that ending part where that's just full blown, that's metal. So their abilities to switch back and forth is just, it's so impressive. And I think the thing with me that I adore about them so much is that their ability to kind of switch back and forth like that, switch styles in really anytime they want to, and they have the ability to do that. It kind of reminds me of the band I was in, because we thought we tried to do something similar to this, and we just couldn't figure out the logistics of how it would work in our particular band, because we had multiple vocalists, so that made it a little weird in terms of like who gets the spotlight on this one, and then who's saying what line. Obviously it's very easy for them because they have one vocalist, so I think it just makes me think like, hey, if we had done exactly what they were trying to do, could we sound like this? And so maybe it's just like, hey, this is the vision I saw when we were like creating the band. There's a bug here, sorry. So, and they're just kind of like fulfilling exactly what my brain is telling me that I wanted to write. And that's probably why I enjoy them so much. All right, guys, so with that, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys liked it. I know it's a very different, a very different type of video. I know this is more analytical and analysis based than it is reaction based, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember, again, like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to see more reaction videos, or it could be analysis videos as well, please let me know in the comment section down below. And then last thing, remember, we are live on Twitch. I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, primarily Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, although I'm pretty sure those days are going to change, so stick with me on that. But if you follow me on Twitch, then you know when we go live, and then it's all chilling. All right, until then, we'll see you for the next video. Take care.